Hello, everyone, and this is this is an evening show, or a night show, or a late show, whichever you feel. Whatever this fits with you, or even a morning show. But I wanted to look at some celebrities, and I don't know. I get quite interested in celebrity stories when they come out. I'm just reading this in the newspapers, and I'm just going to wait till more of you come on live here. I just wanted to, share this with you. And well, I think we all know who Tom Jones is, because if you don't know him from years gone by, you would have known him recently in The Voice. Okay, in The Voice. So I wanted to do a show on this because I think we all knew here about quite a few of us knew that he wasn't faithful to his wife, and he even admits to this, that he was not faithful to his wife. And I just wanted to cover a show just to do something different here for my followers. So I just wait. Maybe I won't get many because it's not the royal family, but I just thought I would do this for whoever's kind of interested in this, for a live chat too, if you're interested. So so let me get on with this Tom Jones here. The Daily Express, and this was actually reported in May, because his wife passed away, didn't she, a couple of years ago. And this is what happens, isn't it? His wife was kind of stood by him all those years, and I don't know why people do this. I mean, it must have broken her heart over and over and over again, to actually do this to I don't know whether he feels, remorse for this after treating his wife like this. But I guess he does. I do actually pick up that he does feel some remorse for this. So let's have a look at this article. Hello, everyone. And I thought I'd do something different from the royal family and look at some celebrities. Tom Jones here. Tom Jones. So Tom Jones bedded 250 women a year, and while he was married as well. I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but let's see what this article says. It says, Sir Tom Jones is known for his hit songs and is currently touring the world performing his greatest hits. But at the height of his career, Tom had an area backstage dubbed the workbench, where he took his female friends. What on earth was that? Sir Tom Jones is known for his iconic hit songs such as Delilah, What's New Pussycat, and Sex Bomb. The singer clearly must have thought himself a sex bomb, as despite being married with a child at home, At the height of his fame, he professed to bedding up to 250 women a year. Surely that must have really hurt his wife. And he still kind of thought that was okay. This all took place even though the star had married his childhood sweetheart at 16 and remaining with Melinda Rose Trenchard, or Lady Linda, for 60 years until her death. Oh my goodness, I don't know. Somebody could live with that. I don't know how you could live with that. It must have hurt her deeply. Yeah, it must have hurt her deeply. And I do get selfish. Yeah, you're right. A little bit of selfishness now. Although we kind of knew this, but this is something that he's kind of confessing about, really. I guess he does feel remorse about the way, especially after, his wife passing here. The pair began dating aged 15 and married a year later in 1957. Gosh, they must have been 16 when they got married. A few months before their birth of their son, Mark Woodward. So he got her pregnant then, didn't he, at 15? Okay. Linda died in 2016 after a short but fierce battle with cancer. Oh, bless her. Despite being childhood sweethearts and Tom describing Linda as the most important person in his life, the singer was known for his infidelity, some of which were high-profile affairs. So Tom had 2 long-lasting affairs with famous women, which were a 2-year fling with Mary Wilson of the Supremes and another with Miss World, Marjorie Wallace, as well as his long-term affairs, Cassandra Peterson, better known as Olivia, Mistress of the Dark, don't know who that is, revealed in 2008 interview with Blender magazine she lost her virginity to Sir Tom Jones. It was not just famous women who his attentions reached. However, with Starr professing to be bedding up to 250 women a year at the height of his fame, female fans would even throw their underwear on stage as he performed to an attempt to catch his eye. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that women used to throw knickers at him. Goodness me, I don't understand. Yeah, I'd have found that some people would say that she possibly stayed because of the lifestyle and the money. How did she kind of process that in her mind, In fact, his after-show conquests were notorious. He would take fans to a backstage groupie area known as the workbench to prepare himself before each night of passion. Tom would reportedly dip his genitals in Listerine. Oh, God. The star confessed, I used Listerine to make sure down there is sterile, like a surgeon would before his operation. It's a good way to do it. I say that mouthwash is not only for gargling. What, you'd actually brag about that? Oh, God. However, despite the candid confession, speaking about his sex life in 2015, so Tom told The Big Issue, that's all being talked about so much. So he didn't really care about what, this was doing to his wife, like what, he didn't care about humiliating her like this. I don't know. It's all a bit sad, really, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. We'll read a bit more about this. It's quite fascinating, but I don't know if he didn't understand that this must be, bragging about having all these sexual partners, and then kind of still being married to his wife. I just feel that is so degrading for his wife. Oh, and he also had some really long-term girlfriends too, didn't he? Oh, here we go. What does this say? The media, okay. With everyone famous, not just me, they always bring sex into it. It's part of life, of course. Oh, we'd all die out. Of course we would, having all that sex every. But what's important is why you are different. What's unique? What's unique? I don't regret anything. I don't regret anything. That's what Tom Jones has said. He doesn't regret. He kind of acted basically like a single man while kind of being married, didn't he? So let's have a look at this next one here. And this is from the Daily Express, and this is also in June. This was reported. Tom Jones's wife, singer on Linda's. Oh, singer. Okay, on Linda, his wife. Singer on Linda's Fury after a fair story. I stood there, and I took it all. I took it all. Right. Tom Jones's wife, Linda, did not hold back after one affair. Her pop star husband had made headlines around the world. Tom Jones and Linda were married for 59 years before her death in 2016 after she had a short but fierce battle. With cancer, during their marriage, the couple faced turmoil and disagreements as the sex bomb singer's extramarital affairs became public. And Linda battled with various illnesses. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This kind of torture can create kind of cortisol increase in the body and do damage to a number, and even create, cause cancer. To have this much kind of, hurt in your life. Okay. Linda was not happy with Tom for his cheating, and on one occasion even hit her husband as the affair hit the headlines. In an interview with the Sunday Times magazine in 2015, this is before she died. So Tom spoke of how his wife lashed out at him at their home in Los Angeles following the news of his affair with a Miss World hitting tabloids. The singer's cheating with female fans were legendary, with many throwing their knickers on the stage as he performed to try to catch his eye. Sir Tom, now 78, once claimed of his affairs. I have never kept count. I have never kept count how many affairs he's had. He said of the moment Linda hit him after discovering his affair with Miss World Marjorie Wallace, I stood there and I took it. She chinned me, she punched me, and she shouted at me. She's the most important thing in my life. An unbelievable woman. Linda is the love of my life, and she still is, even though she doesn't look like it even looked like she was, but she was. It didn't look like I did. I suppose he meant love her there either, but I try my best. So Tom also told of how Linda had suffered. Oh my! Oh, he really tortured that woman. So Tom also told of how Linda had suffered from her mental health in the same interview. Oh, bless. Saying, I've realized she's had depression since she was young. She's always had a touch of it. Oh my goodness. Is that any wonder? Oh, do you know, this is quite heartbreaking, isn't it? Let's have a look at your comments here. JC, actually, I did his PR for a tour of his shows when his son was his manager. Let's just say it was all culture within the entire band and roadies. The son knew and participated. Oh, really? Thank you for sharing that. You actually did a PR for the tour? Wow. Okay, thank you for sharing. That's very interesting. Yeah, I think, I mean, these lives of these celebrities, I mean, going back in the 70s, oh my God. How did the wives kind of cope with this? Let's have a look at more of your comments here. What about these women? They knew that he was married. That's right, they did. They did. And I guess, yeah, they knew that he was married. Didn't matter, did it, really? And peanut butter jelly, he will get his karma in this life and future lifetimes. Yeah, it's an interesting thing, is karma, isn't it? Maybe he's getting his karma now. You know, he's lost something that was very precious to him, that he thought he would never lose, guys, because he cheated and he cheated on her and he cheated on her and he never thought he would lose her because she never left, did she? And now she's gone. So, you know, she has kind of left in the end. Who knows? Maybe this has hit him after her death. So, despite the numerous affairs, Tom said Linda was the most important person in his life. And he says, we actually loved one another. I think love conquers all. And it's the truth. It's the truth. And a sense of humour because we grew up together. We're both Welsh. I know growing up in South Wales, there's a certain sense of humour there. He also wrote in his autobiography, he had never had that feeling for anyone else. I don't think you can fall in love more than once. Oh, bless. I don't know. What's your take? Is do you feel this has been famous? How kind of famous he was, and I think most women wouldn't they wouldn't stay with somebody after doing that, would they? But yeah, and also him saying that she'd been through a number of depressions over the years, and she'd always had depression. It just kind of makes you wonder if he wasn't the cause of that depression with all these mistresses. Okay, as well as his long-term affairs, Cassandra Peterson and all these other people here, he also slept with groupies. In fact, his after-show conquests were so notorious. I think he even bragged about this. He even bragged about it, and he was married with a child. I remember my mother saying that he was devoted to his wife, and there's no way that he would leave his wife. He was devoted to her. But what to say that I don't regret any of this? I do not regret any of it, he said before. I don't know. So let's have a look here because this is really sad. In terms of his wife going through that, I don't care who it is. If you love somebody, and he said that they loved each other, then every time she found out there's yet another blonde Miss World, that he was having an affair with, or a long-term affair, some beautiful leggy woman, that surely that must have really hurt her deeply. But then again, it said that somebody said that on the comments there, on the live comments, that she was a PR, and even his son was doing this as well. He'd even got his son to do this, what he was doing himself. Wow. Okay, so Tom Jones on his wife here. The singer Tom Jones blames himself for his wife's death, not getting the cancer treated sooner. Really? Okay. Tom Jones was married to uh, Melinda Rose Trenchard, known affectionately as Lady Linda, until her death in 2016. But the singer blames himself for not getting treatment sooner. Is that it? Tom and Linda were childhood sweethearts. They met in high school and they've been married 59 years and had a son together, Mark. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't like to say Tom would say, don't worry about it, pains of worrying about whether she's got cancer. But maybe there may have been some of that here, and that's why they didn't get this looked at earlier. Uh, okay. Tom, 78, was asked if he blames himself for his wife's death, which he said yes. Um, because she didn't go to the doctors and for certain things, complaints. I don't know. Does he not feel any remorse for all those affairs? Surely he does feel remorse for all those affairs. I'm going to pick out some cards here. Does he feel remorse after all these, all the depression that Linda had here? And does he feel remorse over this, or nothing to be proud of, really, is it? And also encouraging the son to actually do this. Okay, there was a conflict, a personality conflict. A personality conflict, I feel that's within him. Okay, there was a personality conflict, guys. Or there is a personality conflict, and that's the Three of Swords. Personality conflict, I think that's him. You know, he likes to sleep around, but there's a personality there problem, isn't there? And he feels that Linda was very, very patient with him, with his personality conflict. Okay, so and he also says here, and I'll finish with this. When she passed away, it was such a blow. I didn't know whether I'd be able to do this song without her. Apparently, there's a song here. Sir Tom has often sung a cover, What Good Am I, but confessed he needed to speak with a therapist before performing the song again. Okay, what good am I? Well, quite interesting. It was the one song I was scared of because she loved it, because his wife loved it. And Tom says here, I had therapy in LA. The therapist said, don't make any drastic moves right now. Give it a little time. I told her about the song, and she said, that's the first one you should try. Get the one you're scared of over with. When something like that happens, it's so devastating, you don't know how to deal with anything. It was something I'd never dealt with before. I'm human. We're all human beings, first and foremost. When you lose someone that you love, it can kick you in the balls, I guess that means, if you really love someone and they go, it's very hard. But you've got to try or you'll crumble completely and other people will suffer. You've got to think about your family as well. Okay. Okay, well, oh, that was a bit poignant, wasn't it? Subject to cover. Hello, everyone. And just something a little bit different about Tom Jones and, his wife suffering from depression for most of her life, and him kind of having long-term affairs and bedding 250 women a year while still being married. No, I just, yeah, I mean, I know everybody's human and I know everybody lives their lives differently and what fits, but I can't help to think that his wife Linda did go through some difficult kind of emotional conflicts with this with this infidelity. Yeah, sex addiction. Yeah, somebody's just said, I'm just gonna have a look at your comments here. Yeah, I think sex addiction, and I guess there's a lot of women that do this, that do separate love and sex. I mean, some men, if they've been abused as a child, if they've been sexually abused, they actually see sex as very kind of dirty and towdy, and they would not, when they marry somebody or they're with a woman that they love, they don't see them. They don't want to have sex with them because it's like it's dirty, and then they get this like twisted perversion where they go out of the marriage to have sex with low class women that they feel that would because it's dirty and it's not supposed to be with somebody that you love. And this is sex addiction, isn't it? This is sex addiction where they separate, love from sex. So they can be married to someone and be very much in love with them, but then go and have sex with, with the women outside of the marriage. So this sounds very much like sex addiction, doesn't it? And yeah, he was still in love with his wife, and again, he was famous. He had a lot of women that were throwing themselves at him. And let's have a look here. Peanut butter jelly. Their story, Tom and Linda. It's not over. They will meet again in the future, in future lifetimes. It's not over. I don't think it's over. Absolutely. Yeah. There needs to be something mended in that soul connection. There needs to be something fixed, and that will carry on to another lifetime. Yeah, I agree with that. JC, actually, yeah, you said that, didn't you? Actually, I did his PR for his tour of his shows when his son was his manager. Okay, let's just say it was a culture within the entire band and the roadies The sun knew and participated, and you also got hit on too. Goodness. Have you got any more stories to tell us, JC? Thank you for joining us and sharing that. Yeah, very interesting. So let's have a look here. And there's a lot of you saying here that he will get his karma. Let's have a look. Karen Walsh. Let's have a look. Sex is more about domination and violence. In this case, I think different from love. Okay, thank you for your comments. Diane, unfortunately, a lot of men separate love and sex. Yeah, thank you. There is actually. Thank you very much. And again, peanut butter. Tom will carry this guilt for many lifetimes. And once he learns about self-love, he will be able to forgive himself. And yes, Yvonne, he had heavy weight on his soul because of how he treated Linda and her death. Yeah. And he feels empty without her. This is a part of his karma. I think it is. But I don't think there's anything that will take away that pain that he caused her. And you know, maybe he will be, now he's lost his looks and now women are not interested in him. I wonder if he will realize what it's like to actually be rejected in that way. And yeah, I agree that there was some childhood trauma there, because there is a separation between love and sex, and the way that he actually you know, that sex addiction is separating, and also that comes from a childhood trauma, I feel, separating the wife from the towdy kind of sex, you know. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Well, it's been quite interesting. It's not something that's light-hearted, but I hope you've enjoyed something that's a little bit different from you know, the royal family. And thank you for your input here, especially JC, who used to be his PR on tour. Thank you for all being here. And I do feel that this is now, I feel, a personality conflict, or there was a personality conflict here, because he'd got a patient wife at home, and yet he wanted to sleep around and have sex with as many women as possible. And this is where he was conflicted, because I guess he felt guilty as well. There was guilt here. There was guilt as well here. So I'm going to end it there, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on the live show. I thought I'd finish with this here. And hello, everyone. Yeah, I thought I'd do some old kind of celebrities here, and like a little life story. So sending you guys lots of love. Thank you so much for joining me for something a little bit different. And if it's something you're interested in, please put your comments down below and continue your chat if you're on catch up, or if this is something that you're interested in. Okay. And good night, everyone, and lots of love, and bye for now.